Yo, James, what's up, boy? Damn, you were in here quick, man. Hasn't even been a minute yet. What's going on? I was doing when I was bored and I saw the notification and I'm here. You got notifications on? God damn. I feel special when people have notifications on because you actually have to make the effort to put them on. Like, yeah, I'm good. I just got back from getting groceries. Had to stock up on some eggs, but the eggs are really hard to find here. Are eggs hard to find where you are? Same in Cal, yeah. Dude, it's so hard to find here. So I go to Aldi. I got up fairly early. I don't know how I got this bruise on my bicep too. But anyway, I went to Aldi. I set my alarm for 9 o'clock so I could wake up fairly early, put on a load of washing and then go. Because if they do stock up every day, then you have to get in fairly early. The good thing about Aldi is that they don't have any limit on how many eggs you can buy. So I ended up buying 12. I ended up buying 12 cartons. But I got chooks and getting 7 eggs a day. Damn. Atta plays. What is Atta playing? Is Atta playing with his penis? Because Ra's playing with his penis too. We're not playing with each other's penises, but you get it. You get it. So yeah, I stocked up on 12 cartons of eggs. There's $100. $100 on eggs. Sutam? What's up, bro? I'm from Brazil. Hola. I don't know if Brazilians say hola too, right? Hola, ¿cómo estás? I rearrange furniture and get guts. You're kidding? You rearrange furniture and get guts. What does that mean? I'm trying to figure it out. What am I cooking? Just some eggs. We have a limit at work. Only 1 egg carton per person. Yeah, so at Woolworths and Coles, for example, they only have 2 cartons per person. But LD, right, no limits there. None. It's perfecto. Right, sounds like it's going, that's good. Perfecto. Hola, amigo. Brazilians speak Portuguese, eh? He speaks Portuguese? No. Only like the smallest amounts of Spanish, but not very good. I only know a couple things in Spanish, but I know Portuguese is slightly different. Portuguese. What am I cooking? Eggs, bro. In a week I'll be north of you. Why? What are you doing? I rearrange, move furniture, and also from time to time I move around ladies' intestines. I move their guts around. Ah, is that what you're talking about? So basically you're saying you've got a huge cock. That's great. I don't know what that feels like because I've got the tiniest dick. So I'm jealous. I mean, I'm capable of moving furniture. That's perfectly fine. I've done furniture removals and furniture moving, demolition, and all that kind of stuff before. But rearranging a chick's intestines? Nah, bro. Nah. I mean, up here, I'm rearranging females' intestines, but we just know I don't have it down here. I'm in Canberra for the army. Oh, nice. You've got a friend in the army. Average buff Polynesian. Well, I'm not Polynesian. Habla español. Hablamos. Hablamos. No, not really. Yo soy hablo inglés. No? Is that how you say it? I can't remember. Yo soy habla inglés. You want a breath mint? Who, me? Why? You could always flick their bean. Bro, I'm flicking their bean with my tongue. That's the only reason why I love eating pussy, because I know that that's the only way I'm going to get them off. I ain't going to get them off with my bean. I was hanging out with one of the girls last night, and I said to her, do you know what I hate? She's like, what? I said to her, I hate it when you're inside a girl. Doesn't sound like you've experienced this before, but I said to her, I hate it when you're inside a girl and it's like this. And she's like, what the hell? This is the first time I've met her, by the way. She was like, what the hell? Why is it doing that? And I'm like, she's like, is it because her hole is too big? Or your dick is too small? And I was like, my dick's too small. But what I hate, not the fact that my dick is like being tossed around because her hole's so big. What I hate is the fact that when that happens and they're moaning hardcore, I'm like, the hell are you moaning for? I know you can't feel anything, because I can't feel anything. You can always ask chicks that. Oh, right, okay, I get it. I get the relation. Right. Because I got that tic-tac dick. Yeah. Well, it's not that small, but it's not far off. It's like a half a gummy worm. And we'll say half a gummy worm dick. Hey girl, you want my half a gummy worm dick? See? Cause my girl is too horny all the time. So what's your plans for today? Anything exciting? crazy potent, man. Make my teeth go furry too.
I don't like it.
So I'm assuming the chat's not coming through again. Ooh, still hits. Thought that was going to be alright for a split second there, but it wasn't. Here we go. Crap. Haven't done a face mask for a little while. No, shit's still not coming through. That's whack. Bro's taking drugs. Damn, bro, that took ages to come through. Who else is here? I don't think there's anyone else, you and I. Wait, did the chat not go through that entire time? You want my Snap? Why the hell do I want Snap? I don't really use Snap. Don't tell me you want to send me your dick, because I don't want to snap a big dick. I've had enough dudes send me pictures of their cocks and videos of their cocks, and they're like, brother, I know you're not gay, but we can keep it on the D-low if you want, because I'm not gay either. I'm like, hey, bro, if you're sending me pictures and stuff of your cock, and you want cock on cock, that's called gay. I don't know what other definition people have in their head, but that's what the definition of gay is. Brother, we'll keep it on the D-low. I've seen your face, but you haven't seen my... Bro, you know. I don't know if you know, but that sounds like... That sounds like that sounds real sus. It's like, nah, bro, I'll just send you a picture of my face, and I go open it up, and then it's your cock. I mean, think about it from my perspective. I've heard it 1,000 times. You can if you want to. Go on, man. I haven't really pictured what you look like. But I just kind of pictured how my mate looks because he's Torres Strait Islander. So I'm just picturing a younger version of him. I'm not like that. Chicks get the pics. Yeah. But yeah, you can send it through if you want. Then it's like, surprise, and it's your cock. Surprise! I'm not surprised though. Had a feeling it might be your dick. Yeah, I think. This is a good laugh. It's not for me. It's not for me when I'm getting dudes' dicks in my DMs. Like whatever. Chicks when they're sending tits and pussy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's normal. Most of them are ugly, but it doesn't matter how good looking a dude is. I don't want no dicks on my phone. I've been sent some ruthless stuff from some guys, eh? There was this one time that this dude wanted a picture of my elbow. I was like, bro, you want a picture of my elbow? You jump onto my account and you donate to, I think I had a GoFundMe page at the time. I might still have some up actually, but I was like, you donate to my GoFundMe page then, and then if I send it, if I see it come through, then I might send you a picture of my elbow, only because I thought it was funny. So he was like, yo, I got you. Bing! $50. $50 comes through, so I crack up laughing. I ended the live stream. I was like to people, yo, I'll be back. Ended the live stream. And then like 10 minutes later, I came back onto the live stream cracking up and everyone was like, did you do it? And I was like, yeah. So I showed them what I did. And I basically made a video piece. I peered into some, what was it? Some sprayable coconut oil. And then I panned down the coconut oil, sprayable coconut oil. Then I panned down my arm. And then I shook it up and I lubricated it, gave it a little rub, and then slapped it, dude. I was pissing myself laughing. Yo, Robin, what's up? OnlyFans be like, yeah. I actually had an OnlyFans. Not for porn, but what I was doing was I was watching anime and movies with people. The issue with other social media platforms is that you can't stream any music or videos because you get copyright infringements. So what I would do is I ended up creating a OnlyFans page, and then people started following and watching movies and anime with me. It was hilarious. Yo, Real Dog, what's up? The whole gang is here. That's good, y'all. Howdy, partner. Yeah, it was hilarious. I only did it for about 2 weeks, though. did it for 2 weeks because it was too tedious for me. But the funny thing is, I still made $200 on there. It's funny because everything was free. To jump on, to watch me, to join my lives, to interact. I didn't really interact actually. All I did was I would come to the camera and I'd say to everyone, okay, tonight is going to be season 2, episode 5 of Castlevania. Enjoy. And then I'll sit back, jump onto my bed. All you would see was the TV screen, and then I would watch the movie with them. Or it'd be Stokes Dracula, I can't remember what his name is. And then I'll just sit back and watch with everyone. So yeah, that's what I was doing on OnlyFans. Everything free, and yet people still donated to my page. I was like, God, you don't have to donate to my page, it's perfectly fine. They were like, nah, but we're enjoying it, we like it. We actually like being a part of what you enjoy. And I was like, God damn. Check that out. Maintaining, how about you? Yeah. Oh wait, was that not to me? No, that wasn't. Easy way to earn money. Well, yeah, oh bro, if I wanted to, and I wanted to go down that pathway, I could have easily made heaps of money on it. Like, a lot of money. But I just got a small dick, so I can't really do that. I suppose what I could have done is I could have just eaten pussy the whole time. See, I would post up me eating pussy, that'd be right. You remember? It's like I'm back on night shift. Wait, what? Prolap. You probably came in on the wrong timing. So hang on, night shift for what? Stop with the talking. Talk that talk? Why? It's impossible for me to stop talking like that. You're just kind of saying it how it is. Well, I'm saying it how it is. What I would have done if I were to invest time and actually do sexual content on OnlyFans, but I didn't. And the funny thing is, the backlash would be crazy. Yeah, right. The funny thing is, I was at the top 2% earner of OnlyFans. Like, what the heck? You're right up at the top, and yet you're only streaming anime. I know, but I tried. I used to work night shifts and stayed awake watching people's lives because I was so sleepy. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So seeing as it's like you're a seasoned live watcher, because there's not very many people that actually sit there and watch people's live streams, what would entertain you enough or engage you enough to want to sit in other people's live streams? Would you sit there and watch their entirety of their live streams, or would you just constantly go through and flick through other people's live streams? There wouldn't be one person that you're dedicating your time to because they were just boring. Having a chat. Yeah. But James, my life 4, right? And each time that you come on. Whereas it's pretty rare. At that hospital, it helped, plus some recipes were good. So you'd be watching baking live streams, is that what you mean? Crap. Because that would definitely be interesting. And whereabouts are you located? Where would you be working? Perla. I know someone by that. Perla. She is Chilean. What ethnicity are you? You made some vegan bread. You made some vegan bread things once because you saw it on someone's live stream. That's hilarious. ER? Wait, you work in ER. Is that Mexico? Can't see it because the flag's so small. I have been busy, so I missed one of your live streams. Bro, if you're only missing one or two here, and if you're only missing one here and there, that's pretty dedicated. Do my live streams not seem so, I don't know, monotonous? Like, do they seem different every time, or are they always the same? Bro, real dog, go. That's Mexico. Okay, cool. Wait, are you Mexican? Like, as in, so your ethnicity is Mexican, but where are you living? If you're in Mexico. What do I feel like I'm saying that wrong? Then what is the time there? It's entertaining. Alright, cool. Mexico. You have a very Disney voice. Yo, Tova. What's up? I'm surprised to see you. Like, just anytime after you saying that you were trying to avoid me the entire time. You still haven't told me why you wanted to avoid me. I'm in Texas. You're in Texas? God damn. Oh, I swear to God. The Latina chicks that I know over in Texas. Wait, do you guys classify as Latina? There's a couple chicks that I know over in Texas. They're hot as hell. It kills my penis. Because obviously I want to penetrate them bad. One would. Oh, hang on. Texas. It's entertaining because of the way you talk. Wait, what? Oh yeah, like as in she was wanting to avoid my live stream because of the way I talk. Yeah, but she didn't specifically say what it was that she hated. Well, you're back there because of my physique. Man, my physique is trash in comparison to a couple of years ago. Texas. I swear there's just heaps of hot chicks over in Texas. We all know that. Just for some reason I feel like they're fitter. Like they look physically fit. I don't know what you guys do around there, but god damn. Whatever you're doing is working. Maybe with your guys' gun laws, all you're doing is you're shooting all the uglies. I don't know. But if you are, yo, I'm definitely down with that. We got to express that epigenome, right? No, not epigenetics, I mean the eugenics. We've got to implement eugenics again. Well, part of Texas, I think maybe Dallas. There's also another that's trying to come to me, but it's one of the bigger places. It's one of the main places. Can't think of it. I'll be right back. Yo. Just can't think of it right now. Houston. It might be Houston because I was thinking Austin, but I'm like, I don't know if Austin is there. The shorts, yeah, my booty shorts. So you can see my booty. If I had a big ball sack, my ball sack would be hanging outside of these because they're so high up. But I don't. So that ain't hanging out. My ball sack. I was just thinking that, nah, I don't have low-hanging balls. Or a low-hanging taint. We all know that. Yeah, but you guys don't know the degree. They're my sleeping shorts. Like there's certain shorts that I'd sleep in. I've got some sleeping shorts. These ones I don't use regularly. Only if my regular sleeping shorts are off or dirty. I like that. I like that. Girl, work that back. Mexico. My connection is in and out. Well, still now. I haven't been connected to the internet for a few days. So tell me if it drops in and out. If it does, I'll connect to my Wi-Fi. But I try and run my normal internet on my phone. As of my audio. I try to run it on my phone because I want to use... Are you sure it's not just your phone, Robin? I was on yesterday, yeah. Of course I remember there was only one day that I missed the live stream, but what does that have to do with anything? I was on a different phone on my live stream yesterday. I was on a different phone. I was on the Wi-Fi as well, so it would have been different. I probably shouldn't have stuck salt with this. Yes, you do. Do they not have birds where you live? It's night time? Yeah, but you made it sound as if you've never heard birds before, like in real life. Like, are those birds? See. I just have not heard birds when you're on a live. Oh. I suppose so. There would always be birds that would come to my windowsill because I put food on there all the time, but they kept on coming into my house and started dumping everywhere. So it was pissing me off. Who? Is that Dave? What the hell is this? Birds crap too much? Yeah. It's terrible. Yo, Christiana King. What's up? Damn, my washing is almost done. Oh no, it's not. Evan Almighty returns forever? Evan Almighty? Hello? How's my party? It was caca. Wait, what are you saying finally to? It's all over the place. Too salty. Yeah, the party wasn't that great. It was loud. I think she's super awesome. She's out. Party was too loud. They were playing too much bachata. Well, I just want to lay in bed and make money that way, you know? I'll get a bed and sit on my ass all day. What's the day today? So next week. Solid. How do you think that's going to go? Did you go to Universal Studio? Wasn't that? Wait, was that today? Not Universal. Disney. Well, you're taking a train or something. How far away is that from your house? Also cool. What ethnicity is the guy? I thought I drank this already. But I did. Hold up, we have a look. I still need to look at your things. Why didn't you go yellow here? Did you put that temporary, like, wax stuff in your hair? I was thinking about doing something like that. It looks super messy though. And I don't know how my curls would turn out when I wear that stuff. Disney is tomorrow, and it's 6 hours. And it's 6 hours from your house. Wait, from your house? And the guys are telling you. From your home, right, okay. So, the dude's Italian now? Cool. That's random. Huh? Well, your hair doesn't look green, and there's blue in this picture. It looks blue. Dark blue. Not super dark blue, but almost a blue like this, but with maybe green undertones. It looks closer to this than it does green. Now that's green. Your hair is definitely not that color. Teal. Yeah, but that's too dark to be teal. Also, no. Oh, teal's more green though. Maybe if it wasn't so concentrated, maybe if it was larger and now it was green. The lighting here could be. It's just way too dark to see if it's more green than blue. In the dark, definitely looks more blue. L'italiana. L'italiano. Be careful. Would there ever be a case where women are not careful? Like, yeah, maybe there might be a rare one every now and then. Because the girl might be naive, but I think majority of the time women would be careful. So do they need to be told to be careful? Probably not. So it's kind of a redundant thing to say, right? Or does that make you feel better as a person to say to a female, be careful? And so you're saying that if it wasn't Italian, if it was, say, a white person, you wouldn't say for her, you wouldn't tell her to be careful? You're only saying be careful because he's Italian and you know how Italians behave. So you'd still say it if he was a white person. Yes, depending on the person, but you'd know absolutely nothing about the person. So then that, yeah. So then it goes back to saying that you would still say it to a white person. So you would still say that no matter what the ethnicity of man is. I'm telling her to just look out for herself. Yeah, so you're doing it to comfort yourself rather than trying to bring awareness to her, because most women know to be aware when dealing with men, right? So that's the point that I'm trying to say. Most women would always be wary when they're interacting with a man. So is there really a point in saying that? Probably not. His friends could also just say the same about me. Yeah, but the likelihood isn't as high. You do get cases, obviously, of women, say, stabbing a dude or whatever when they've been meeting up. But it's not that frequent. Wait, was that funny? Is it funny because the likelihood is not that high? Like as in, because she's a female? Or are you expressing biases because you know her? Because then you can use your own argument before, is that you don't know the guy, so therefore you wanted to warn her. But if you did know the guy, then you are probably less likely to warn her because you already know if the person's good or not. So if his friends were expressing some sort of caution, like, oh, you've got to be careful with some of these girls sometimes. You never know what they're going to do. You might meet up with her and then she might say rape. You as a man can't really do very much about it, and you're going to get into massive trouble. 9 times out of 10, the law, when it comes to those type of situations, swing in females' favor. So you're going to get something if a chick ever falsely says that. And as a man, you ain't stand a chance. You just got to go along with it for the ride. It's always good to be in public for both people's protection. At least if you guys meet at a restaurant or a bar or something, and you call rape, he can go back to the venue and say, nah, there's obviously nothing there between her and I, because look at the evidence. So everyone should really be careful. But I don't think anyone needs to say that. So if I'm hanging out with the girls, for example, and they're going to head off home and they have to catch a train, I'm like, yo, just message me once you get home. But I'm never like, make sure you're careful though. Be careful when you're walking around in dark alleys and all that crap. Do I feel safe around you? You were just there, like every other human being in my life. Just there. What would I have been afraid of? If you were to come in my bedroom and stab me in the neck, I'd be like, God, finally, someone's going to pull me out of my misery. If anything, I was hoping that you were going to do something like that. I hear a little noise in the nighttime and I'd be like, just to make it easier for you, you know? So you can find those vital spots easier. Hook it right into that. Hook it right into that esophagus. Right into the trachea. Make sure you get it. Get that artery. And then I'll try and aim it at you. It'll be squirting everywhere. Just because it might be funny watching you trying to dodge my blood. Let me book a flight. Catch the red eye. air, I just to shoot it into my veins, so I have a heart attack. Nah, but the messier the better. Go out with a bang, you know, make it so theatrical. But that's pretty crazy, that just a little bit of air can completely disrupt your entire system, eh? Like, that's actually mental. Four horses, tear me to shreds. Yeah. So with the air, do you need very much air? And also, how detectable is it for you to get caught if you were to kill someone that way? Because it's such a simple way of doing it, and I'm sure there's a lot of places that you can hide the puncture marks. Creative. Well, for some reason, I feel like it would be. Yo, James, you are back. I feel like it wouldn't be as detectable as a lot of other things, right? Doesn't seem like it. There's that 1 mil, and it's not really traceable. Yeah. Thinking about it, how would they be able to trace that? Like, it would present as just having a heart attack, right? So if it presents as having a heart attack, then people would just put it down to the heart attack. They wouldn't really look into it. Not unless you're educated to know how the heart collapses, if it collapses. But it's just, I suppose, in a way, if you specialize in that, then maybe there is a way for somebody to be able to detect it to the point where they can catch you. I don't know. You were chatting with a client? Nice. What were you guys talking about? I'll put that in the wash. Should probably start washing my clothes though, rather than worrying about that. Yeah. Oh, throw these in the wash. I knew there was more. Anyway, that's all good. I do work in healthcare, so yeah, you may have worked there, but still, I had a feeling that they would have at least some sort of specialist for that way of dying specifically. Some people must know what the causes are. I mean, what it looks like if somebody were to be murdered that way. But then again, like I said, it's probably so uncommon of anybody being murdered that way that people would just assume that the person has died of a heart attack, so no one would look into it. So another YT has asked me to create a beat for them, and they are paying, what, like a YouTube creator? What kind of? Oh, right. Okay. So, someone from YouTube ended up contacting you, asking if you could create a beat for them. And that's what you guys were talking about. How much do you charge for B? What is he looking for? Kid-free Saturday. Wait, yo, real dog, how often are you getting your children? I should come back out there. Still things you want to see. Sydney. What else would you want to see here? Crap. Scatterbrain. For an intro, cool. Road warning system. Of course that was going to happen. What does YH mean? Yeah. Is that what it means? Yeah. So I'm going for about 50 to 100, depending on how it looks. Alright. How long do you think it'll take for you to create a beat? The mother gets them every other weekend. Oh, the heck, it's not done yet. The mother gets them every other weekend. Yeah, but who has your children during the week? Yes. Yeah, full custody of your kids, right? Yeah, answered it before I looked down. Right. So how do you find having full custody of your children? Why is it that you got full custody of your children and your ex-wife? She has minimal custody. A week, maybe it goes for 30 to a week. That long? How many hours do you think you're going to have to put into it? Oh, anyway, yeah, about the Great Barrier Reef. Apparently it's ugly, like it's just not that good. Just because of all the coral decay and dying. All the coral dying. So I don't know if it would be worth coming all the way out here to have a look at the Great Barrier. If you want nature stuff, just go to New Zealand. New Zealand's amazing. I should get a balloon so I don't get lost in the crowd. Yeah, but there's heaps of little people around here. Heaps of tall-ass people too, but there's a lot of short people, so you'd just be in amongst all the short people. When I was at this house party the other night, it was so weird because I was like a head taller than everyone else. I was like, what the F? I'm usually around really tall people, so I'd be average height. And yet when I was hanging around everyone there, I was like, why the hell am I the tallest one here? I felt so awkward. She abused my son and daughter. So instead of killing her boyfriend, I took her to court. So wait, it was her boyfriend that was abusing her children, it wasn't her. Hang on. Damn, you just answered it already. Multiple hours. So $50 to $100 for multiple hours, and it's going to take you a week. I don't know, that sounds like undercharging. Her boyfriend ended up leaving her during the custody. Right. But hang on, why is it that you were going to take your anger out on the boyfriend? Needs time and tempo and all that stuff, yeah. Go out bush for a bit if you want to see nature. Yeah, but the nature here in Australia is ugly, man. Everything's so brown here, it's gross. Even your guys' trees are not green, they're brown too. Maybe if you go to a place like Tasmania, or I think someone said that Alice Springs is really nice, but anywhere else that I've gone, no. Oh, actually, Wollongong. Going out to Wollongong, it seems fairly green too. Her putting Bruce Lee on them because I can't hit her. Yeah, but hang on. She abused my son. She abused my son and daughter. Instead of killing her boyfriend, I just took her to court. Wait, so do you mean that she was abusing your children because she was angry at her boyfriend? So she couldn't take her anger out on her boyfriend, even though he was the cause of the problems. So she took them out on your children. Or am I just misreading that? Because I'm trying to figure out why you mentioned her boyfriend. I'm getting kind of confused. You need an adult here. Adult? Wait, what? In WA, it's red. They don't go to Alice Springs. Bro, red is ugly too. It just, to me and a lot of New Zealanders, we think that the land is dead here. Like it's not nurturing at all. It's so barren. When I go to the Springs, what Springs? Alice Springs is stabbing capital of Australia. It doesn't mean that I'd want to go to Alice Springs. Screw going to Alice Springs. Why the hell would I go there for? I'd rather go to Tasmania if I wanted to see more greenery. If I wanted to see greenery here in Australia, but if I wanted to see nature, I'd just go home. Screw this ugly place. And heavily racist. Heavily racist towards whom? I thought there were a lot of Aboriginals there. Do you mean Aboriginals are racist towards other ethnicities besides Aboriginal? I don't like doing washing. Household chores suck to do. Look at this weather out here. It's disgusting, isn't it? Vile. At least it's not overly hot though. So they would lynch you. I don't think they'd lynch you because you're black. Aboriginals are black too, so I'm sure you'd be perfectly fine. And I'm about to roll a fat one. Sit on my porch. I'm gonna sit on my porch and cook a steak. Yeah, nice. Me and my dog, yo, what kind of dog do you have? German Shepherd. Watch Spaniel? Bro, do you watch Spaniel? It's hilarious. I mean, he can be funny sometimes, I guess. I haven't seen Spaniel stuff pop up on my feed for a long time. I bet you now that I've been talking about it, I probably will. It'll all of a sudden start popping up on my feed. Oh, that's hectic. That's hectic, cuz. Oh, man, it's young. Oh, that's young. I couldn't really watch him for long periods of time. feels like my minimal brain is dying. Oh, that's hectic. Pocket bully. A pocket bully. Bro, how big is a pocket bully? Don't tell me they're the same size as French dogs. What the heck are random tomatoes growing there? It's pretty cool weather here. Wow, what kind of weather is there? You breed pocket bullies? How much do you send your pocket bullies for? Haha, yeah. Oh, that's yum. I love eating, what is it? Palami, something like that. It's the best cause. Even trying to talk like that is killing my soul. They have a nice Slytherin hourglass here. Where? Oh, you mean at the... No. Where? I have a video of them on my channel. It's like the only video I posted, right? Just about the same size as a French bulldog. Hey Google, turn on LED lights.
Okay, turning the LED lights on.
There we go. That's crazy, cuz for the puppy, depending on the color or traits, right? 15 Celsius. Just about the same size, 15 Celsius. Where the hell did 15 Celsius come from? You have a video on your channel on your pocket bullies. Well, people actually buy it for $4,000. How many pups have you sold? I would imagine that would be coming with the chips and the injections and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's mad, cuz. That's mad. $60. Oh, right, okay. Smash. Damn. I'll pay $1,000 to $2,000 for a dog, depending on what dog. Pit bulls are the best, because they look so sexy. Now let me have a look. Were you at real dog? Actually. Right. Are you gay? Oh, there you go. Alright. Let me have a look. Oh, they're almost the same size as Staffies.
That's a mean dog right there.
Bro, you sound like what? What somebody from the outside of America would think somebody from Texas would sound like. I wasn't even picturing what you would sound like or whatever, but when you ended up talking, I was like, yeah, that's exactly how a Texan person would sound like to somebody that doesn't live in America. It's hilarious. Bro, those are ugly. They're not aesthetic at all. They just look like little meat logs.
See how vicious she is, dog? That's a mean dog right there.
What I think is cool that they don't allow hair is clipping your dogs,
You're attacking Zoe.
clipping your dog's ears. It's illegal to clip your dog's ears in Australia and New Zealand. It just looks way more aesthetic.
Sit her down. That's right.
But I like big dogs. Maybe,
She just sat down on Piggy.
maybe if they were like a really nice color,
Romeo's like, what the fuck is her problem? She tripping.
then it might look alright.
That's a big ass flea right
But yeah, they kind of look like staffies, like English staffies. Pretty similar, but I feel like English staffies are just a little bit more aesthetic. Those little pocket bullies. Is it because their body's longer for how short they are? Maybe if their torso wasn't so long, then they might be a little bit more aesthetic looking. I don't know what it is. I feel like the portion sizes are incorrect for some reason. But I do like, if they're not too much sagging skin, I do like American bullies. I've got a friend that has an extra large American bully. She had decided to breed her female dog recently, and now she's stuck with all these pups because she can't get rid of them. They're not really in high demand, and people don't want to buy them. Not because they're not nice or anything, but in Australia, there's not very many people that can handle or want big dogs. XL bully? Let me have a look. Hang on. Oh, yo, Editor King. Whoops, I missed. I'll show you the hourglass later. Yo. So far sold 3 litters. One of 12 pups in the last. Damn, bro. So you made 40 grand and you made 48 grand. That's nuts. What are you doing today? Anything fun? Nah, just washing. I'm going to try and refrain myself from taking a nap. That's a southern thing. Houston, nice. They're small. Yeah, they look small. I've traveled there. I do like it there. Sounds like that. We get a lot of them in the shelter. Well, the bullies. You mean the American bullies? In less than a month's time. Money. Yeah, bro, that's nuts. See, she has a whole bunch of American bullies. I think she ended up having like 10 in her first litter. This was the male American bully that she ended up breeding it with. They all looking the same. It's the mother. Anyway, if they don't have too much skin and if they built up some muscle mass and if you could clip their ears, bro, some of these dogs would look real nice. All of the bullies, even the pocket bullies, they're so pretty. I do like them. Yeah, let's see.
Find something you can hold on to. Find someone who'll be there for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end. Find somewhere you can come home to. Find someone that'll die for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end.
Probably shouldn't have put that gay song with it, but I'd own one of these. Give me one. Nah, these would be so much maintenance though. Bro, these would require so much food. Is that your hand without nails? Do you want one now? Yeah, look at them. I'll have another litter here in about 2 months. Already have people putting down the bed. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, but America's definitely into their dogs though. Yeah, Chanel, this is the girl dog. She's not bad looking. She's definitely better looking than when she was a pup. She's kind of growing into her own features. She's not bad. You have 3 animals? Oh, those nipples are huge. Dogs and guns. Yeah. What if they have lumps on their head like that? I only have dogs and guns. Yeah. Why are they going to be jealous when you get home? See, the owner of the dog, she's obviously a friend of mine. She's a Lebanese chick, but she is attractive. But she always gets herself in the weirdest situations. She always ends up in like hanging out with bikies and drug dealers and all that kind of stuff. And the only way that she feels as though she can hold a man's attention is with sex. So she gives herself out freely, sexually, fairly readily. That's obviously an issue if you're a man and you'd want to invest yourself romantically into a female. Most men don't want anyone promiscuous. So the very first night that I stayed over her house, I was staying in her bedroom, in her spare bedroom, and I was getting ready for bed. I chucked my phone on charge, and then she opened up the door. She was like looking at me, and she was like, she was wearing the see-through, the see-through lace top and pants, or like shorts. And she was like, do you wanna like just hang out in my bedroom with me for a little bit? And I was like, meh, yeah, all right. So anyway, went into the bedroom. We were just talking crap and stuff, and then she went to go make her first move. So she just like started making out with me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Makeup was all right. And then she just grabbed my hand and started making me finger bang her. So I did, and I was like, and she was like, oh, you know, do you want to do it? I was like, nah. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, you're a cool chick, but I just feel like you're doing this kind of thing for the wrong reason. I feel like you're trying to get me where you want me to be. And you think that the only way that you can do that is through this. And I was like, you don't have to do this with dudes, you know, you don't have to just throw yourself out in this way. This is probably the only way that you've been able to express yourself, I'm sure, when it comes to guys that you've hung out with in your circle. But you don't have to do that. And if you want a good quality guy, you probably shouldn't do that. Then she started crying. Hold up. Jesus, guns. What I get that in Texas, I have a lot of friends that live in Texas, and I hear that about the dogs and guns all the time. Yeah, she was trying to seduce you. Yeah, 100%. Of course, she was trying to seduce me the entire time. A couple of months ago, because we hadn't spoken for quite a while, and then there was a reason why I reached out to her to message her for something, and then we started messaging back and forth for a little bit, and she was like to me, I'm sure you already knew this because I feel like you called me out. Basically, that's what she said, because you basically called me out back then. But when you and I were hanging out with each other, I was trying to trap you into a relationship. And I was like, I knew that. But that wasn't going to happen. And she was like, yeah, but I was really into you. I really liked you and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that was a terrible choice for you to be liking me because that wasn't going to happen. I mean, one other time, her and I mucked around a little bit, and I just ended up eating her out, and I left it at that. So I didn't even bang her. She was so pissed, though, whatever. She might try again. She's got a boyfriend now, but if I was in Melbourne and we were to hang out, I'd probably bang. She's hot enough, and we get along really well. And we have fairly good chemistry, banter, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It just felt really weird because I stayed at her house quite a bit too, but it felt weird in the sense that I knew the energy that she was giving me was a relationship one. Like she viewed us being in a relationship. There was just no title. And we didn't do couple stuff. But I didn't want her thinking that way. And mostly because she was a bit promiscuous and also the people that she hung out with. So it's just like, maybe if you didn't sleep with so many dudes. I don't know how many guys she slept with, but I have a feeling it's like more than 50, just because of how available she is. Of course, what women is not trying? No, there's heaps of women that don't try. There's a massive arrogance that a lot of Australian women have. But anyway, you shake my head, you trying to go to, what, like as in smash her? Nah. I mean, I've had plenty of opportunities, but we'll see. I haven't gone back to Melbourne for ages anyway, so it's not like I've seen very many people from Melbourne. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, chicks are funny, man. I've had so many chicks cry. Even a really good friend of mine. And she posted up something with her daughter the other day. I think I met her when her daughter was like 14 or something. And now her daughter must be 18 or roughly around that age, maybe even older. And I was like, what the heck? Her daughter has huge tits. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? It's so weird, random. She doesn't look like a child anymore. And I was like, that's so weird. I reckon it's strange watching children grow up, especially if you haven't seen them for ages. And then you come and then all of a sudden they're like young adults. And it's like, oh, don't try anything with me because we're going to smash. Joking. I wouldn't do anything with her daughter. But I remember one night when we had finished clubbing, I think she's in her 40s. But we had finished clubbing and we ended up making our way to her place, eating and all that stuff because I just love eating afterwards and wanted to shower. So I'd usually sleep in my friends' beds with them. Jumped in the shower. She jumped in after I had finished and I got into bed. I was winding down. And then she jumped into bed and she like started rubbing up onto me. And I was like, the heck is this chick naked? So she was just rubbing her bare tits up against me and stuff. And I was like, bro, chicks are funny, man. They're hilarious. And so it was the next day. I just started laughing to myself and I just went to sleep because I thought it was funny. The next day she was like, oh, bro, sorry about last night. And I was like, why, what happened last night? And she was like, oh, no, nothing. And I was like, what? That you were naked. You were naked in the bed next to me. And she was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I could tell because I could feel your tits rubbing up against me. She was like, oh, that wasn't my tits. I was like, all right. Anyway, yes, I know. Can I ask how old? Hang on, wait. I need to get a shotgun for mine. Right. Hookers are coming in, 13. Ah, I was like, 13? Yeah. Yeah, but oh, man, it should have like E's. They're not even D's, they're E's, I think. I was like, what the heck? Bro, why is your daughter looking like a woman now? I'm confused. Me confused. But yeah, same to her. Because my friend now is looking pretty fit. I mean, she was fairly fit then. I was gave a crap about her voice because I'm like, you sound like Ickis from Monsters. She's like, Ron, why are you always saying stuff like that to me? I'm like, because your voice is annoying, man. But we hung out all the time. But yeah, she's looking way slimmer and she just looks way better. And I'm like, would I bang if she tried anything on again? I'm like, well, maybe. I should just eat all these chicks out, eh? I do like eating out. And they are attractive. I just think it's funnier not doing anything with them because men are never in a position, majority of the time, men are never in a position where they can say no to attractive chicks. I think I just mostly get off on that because it's funny. Mine's probably coming sophomore year of high school. Hey, wonderful age. No, but it's just reading to whatever it's on Side for any boy. That's on Side for any boy. Damn, I've been on this live stream for ages. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna jack off and then I need to do the rest of this stuff. So I'm gonna count you guys in, seeing as there's only 2 of you anyway. You ready? Yeah, you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, good evening. Yay. And good night. I'll see you guys in another live stream. Maybe I'll live stream tonight. I'm not too sure yet. Figure out what it is that I'm going to do. I need to just keep my ass up and not nap. Maybe I'll run down to the gym, try and train, gain some muscle mass, blah, 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 whatever. But enjoy your guys' night, because I'm pretty sure it's nighttime over there. And I'll see you guys sometime soon. Laters.